Like, honey, honey. I don't think anyone can outshop me. Like, I love shopping. Fashion, that was up there. And makeup, like makeup. I was a MAC lover. Like, it was all MAC makeup, right? So, like, these are like the things I was into and always going out. I'm not going to lie. I was every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was at a restaurant. Like, I kid you not. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, restaurant, restaurant, restaurant. And then like let me tell you something. Like, I was living out in the suburbs. So I was about 45 minutes to an hour away from Chicago. Sometimes it could take an hour and a half depending on rush hour traffic. And I used to like drive to Chicago to get some Harold's chicken or some Shark's chicken. Still not a fan of Uncle Remus, but anyways, I'm a vegan now, so I don't I don't indulge in, the animals anymore. I don't eat that stuff. But it's just so crazy like thinking back on the things that I used to do, the things that, I was just so I would say attached to prior to, the life I live now. And I feel like all of that was me. It was all me. I did like writing, but I wasn't really like doing it frequently. It was like, if I get extremely bored, which was rare, that's when I found myself writing. Sorry, water is just, this water is just too good. So, you know, um, and down thinking back, like I was doing a lot. I was like, it was the freedom, like having that freedom, being 18, 19, 20, having your own car and just not having any limits and just being able to do stuff. And now, fast forward a few years, maybe a lot of years. And now I have 5 kids, and my youngest child is 5 months old, and my oldest is 7 years old. So it's like now I don't have that freedom anymore. So I don't have that freedom to just get up and go whenever I want to because now I have 5 little humans to care for and I have to make sure, they are in a good space. And I also have a husband that I have to, I would say plan things with. So I would have to like plan things out accordingly because it's not just me. I don't have the get up and go freedom anymore. I feel like I have more responsibilities, Now, where it came to where I would say I actually got lost in motherhood is I'm sorry, my son needed me. But what I was saying, I found myself getting lost in motherhood with the separation part because I have such a hard time, even now, this is current, this is what I'm currently going through. I have such a hard time separating myself from my family. Like, I cannot separate myself from my children or my husband because, we've been a unit for so long and I just got lost in it. Um, I guess I had a misconception when it came to being a mother and a wife. I just thought that when you become a mom and when you become a wife, like now you no longer have a life. Your life is their life. And that's how I spent my years, like the last 8 years or so. That's what I've been doing. I've been just being a mom and really not knowing who I am outside of that, and being a wife. So growing up, I always heard that once you have a kid, your life is over. Once you get married, you're basically tied down. So that was that misconception for me. So I went into my marriage, knowing that this would be it. It would just be me and my husband. It would just be the two of us. And then when I became a mom, I was like, okay, so this is it. Like my life is 100% dedicated to my child. Then, I started having more kids and I was like, okay, now my life is 100% dedicated to my children. And, I don't know what I'm doing because it's just, to me, it's just really, it's really crazy to think about. So I found myself getting lost and not being able to separate. So every time I meet someone or I start talking to someone, I just find myself talking about my kids and talking about my marriage. It's like I am like, when you talk to me, you know that I'm a mom, you know that I'm a wife, because that's my universe. That is the topic of discussion. I talk about my kids all the time. I talk about my husband all the time. And then to throw in like homeschooling, I also homeschool my kids. So there's no real separation. And now that, I'm looking back on things, I've been reflecting, I was like, dang, the last few years of my life has been dedicated to this, and I have no identity. Like, I just identify as a mom and a wife and a mom. And now I am trying to separate and figure out who I am outside of those titles. So I know it's hard. It's a lot to really think about, and it's like, damn, is that really all there is to me? Like, um, so when I first got with my husband, like I had said earlier, I was into always getting my hair done, getting my nails done, and just keeping up with like the girly girl thing. And that was like maintenance for me. Like, I loved just doing these things. I loved being pampered. And once I got with my husband and we were married, it's like I kind of stepped away from those things because I felt like I have my person. Like, who am I maintaining for? So it's like my mind had already started shifting. Like, okay, you have your husband, you don't have to like be dolled up all the time. And then once I had my first daughter, it was okay, I want my daughter to love her hair. So I got rid of all of like the wigs, like no more weave. I wanted natural. I stopped wearing makeup because I wanted my daughter to love herself. I wanted her to love who she is naturally. Like, I wanted her to feel beautiful. I wanted her to feel empowered. So makeup was a definite no. Fake hair, a definite no. So that left. Getting my nails done, I don't know why I stopped getting my nails done, but like I have long nails naturally. So when I didn't get a full set, I started doing overlays. And I know that the acrylic nails and that stuff can like mess your nails up, but I kind of just stepped away from that. And I haven't had fake nails or an overlay on my nails in so many years. Like, I don't even know. I believe Paisley was the baby, and if Paisley was the baby, that was almost 5 years ago. So I left that alone. I just wanted to show my children like a different side. Like, I didn't want to. I basically wanted to practice what I was preaching. So if I was going to be teaching my kids to love themselves, I needed to, love myself as well. If I was going to teach them to love their hair and love their skin and just be comfortable with being themselves, then I needed to do that. And I felt like wearing weave in my hair and wearing makeup, that wasn't my true authentic self. So I felt like I had to show my kids that, hey, I'm natural. I know that I'm beautiful. I feel beautiful. And I wanted to just, you know, I wanted them to be confident and I wanted them to be themselves. So I got rid of all of that stuff. Again, lost in motherhood and being comfortable in marriage. It was just so easy. And now that I am like trying to figure out who I am outside of my marriage and motherhood, it's like I want to get back into those things. And I slowly brought wigs back into the picture. So now like my kids, they absolutely love their natural hair. We've all cut our hair together. Like, I personally would much rather just shave my head and throw a wig on and be like, all right, cool. Snatch the wig off whenever I don't want to wear it and just be bald. And and that's what I've been doing. But my kids, they do love their hair. They do like being natural. They are comfortable in their own skin. So now I am, I guess, slowly trying to just get back to what I used to love and just, reclaim myself, reclaim that independence, and just know that it's okay to be into all of those things while being a mom. And you can still teach your kids such, good things. You can still be a great role model for your children. You don't have to strip down and be completely bare to get your kids to love themselves. It's all about what you teach them. And of course, they're going to follow what you show them as well. But teaching them self-love and appreciation is a great thing.